Hey, so I get a lot of questions about the HX Stomp, and a lot of those questions have to do with the effects loop and how you're supposed to set it up. First, you gotta deal with the cable routing and the send and return, and if your effects pedal is stereo, and then you have to know how to set it up internally inside the Stomp itself. And because I'm doing a giveaway right now with this amazing pedal, my board is all tore up. As you can see there, I got stuff everywhere. But that's right, if you haven't heard, I'm doing a giveaway. I'm giving away the brand new Jet Pedals Revelation Reverb version 2, now with MIDI. There it is, can you see the MIDI? MIDI. MIDI. Why is that so hard to see? Focus. Oh, it's too close. Now with MIDI. To enter to win, just click the link in the description and it will take you to the giveaway homepage. Just sign up to enter to win and then check out the bonus features and read those, do what they say so you can increase your chances of winning. And you better hurry up because I think it's less than a week until the giveaway is over. I've also made a few videos featuring this pedal over on the YouTube channel. If you haven't seen those, go check them out. I have 3 of them right now. It's the unboxing, the reverb shootout, which I compared it to a couple other reverbs. And then I did a demo and walkthrough of all the MIDI features. So, like I said, if you haven't seen those, go check them out. But since my pedal board is in shambles right now, I thought I would bring you along, put it all back together, and show you exactly how I set up everything step by step. So let's dig into it. Oh, this stuff is a mess. It's a mess. I had it looking so good. I had it perfectly set up. Anyways, we're gonna get it back to that way. So I thought you guys might have a question like, hey Jimmy, why do you even run your reverb through the effects loop? Why don't you just run it after the Stomp and save a valuable block? And that's a very good question. The reason I choose to run my reverb through the effects loop and take up a block, yes I know. The reason I do that is because the Stomp is its own recording interface. I can go directly out of the Stomp with a USB cable and go directly into my computer and record straight into my recording software, which in my case is GarageBand. And if you put your reverb after the Stomp, which you can totally do and it would sound fantastic, is that when you go to record, your reverb won't be in your signal because you will have come out of the Stomp before the reverb. Does that make sense? Another question I get is, Jimmy, how many pedals can you put in the effects loop? Can you put more than one? And the answer is yes. I do it all the time. Actually did it in that reverb shootout where I put the Revelation reverb, the specular reverb, and the Big Sky all in the effects loop, and I just turned them all and on, I turned them all on and off. All on and off. That's good. Another question you might have is which effects to run through the effects loop. Can you do any effects you want? And the answer is yes, you can run anything you want through the effects loop. But I will say I don't put my overdrives in the effects loop because on my board I have the volume pedal not routed through the HX Stomp, it's just at the beginning. And if you put your drives after your volume pedal will act like a gain control rather than just volume. And so I like to run my overdrives before the volume pedal, especially if they're external, because if they're internal, it doesn't really matter. But if you run your overdrives before your volume pedal, it will be just a volume and it won't affect the tone or the gain of your overdrive. I speak to that a little bit in my overdrive essentials. I'll link that right here. You can go check that out. But I hope that makes sense. All right, so I got everything ready. I'm gonna just go ahead and put the Revelation back on this board and I'm gonna show you exactly how I wire it up. Let's go. All right, so this is what I'm doing. I'm basically just coming out with a regular patch cable, just a TS patch cable, out of the send stereo into the left side of the Revelation, right here. And then I'm gonna come out of the left and right side with 2 patch cables, and I actually already have them plugged in here. And the left side will go into the left, and the right side will go into the right. And that will make our loop. So, I don't know if I'm gonna speed this up, but I have the send return single TS cable going into the left side, right there. And then I have my left side, so I need to grab the left cable, which is right here. And my right, going to the right cable, which is right there. And now I have made a loop. Also, you need to plug in the power. Now this is all I've done as far as the effects loop is concerned. I know there are other options out there. You can run a dual mono signal, and there might be some others, but I don't have any experience with that. But this has really worked for me for putting in different effects and being able to test different pedals, click on and click off the effects loop if I need to. You can even, and I'll show you in a second, you can even make sure the trails are on. So if you don't want to turn off your reverb and you just want to click off the effects loop, the trails will still trail on, which is pretty cool. All right, let's power this thing up. I'll plug it into HX Edit and show you block placement and some settings that I came up with. I like to watch it when everything turns on. Actually not that interesting. So to hook this up to the computer, I just use the cable that's provided. It's USB out the back of the Stomp, and then it's regular USB that goes straight into the MacBook Pro. Dongle life. I'm pulling up HX Edit right now. Oh, and I gotta get all hooked up with my ears. And if you don't have one of these, you're gonna need one. This is a TRS on this end for your headphones. It goes in the headphone jack. And then you can hear stereo. I don't have a good set of balanced headphones for listening to the Stomp through, but I just use my KZ AS10s, and they are a 5-driver, and they're pretty balanced. I've been enjoying these. All right, so I have the MIDI preset patch that I used the other day to make my MIDI video when I was demoing the Revelation Reverb. And if you click on effects loop here, let me show you the settings. If you're under this edit tile, there are 2 tiles here. If you're under the edit tile, you want to go down to send and return, click on that, make sure you're doing stereo, so click on that, and then I click on effects loop left and right. Now when you click on that, you will get these options. I always make sure my trails are on, that way if I click off the pedal, my reverb will keep trailing on, which is pretty cool. And then I bumped my return volume up because I felt like I was getting a little volume drop when I engaged the effects loop. I actually tried the effects loop in several different locations, experimenting with how it sounds, and I came up with after the amp and before the cab to sound the best. Now, I don't know what that means if you use an amp cab combo, but so far I felt like the effects loop coming before the cab sounded the best. I think if I was doing the combo, I would just put it before everything. But I noticed that when I put it before my amp, it tended to be a little more noisy. And if I put it after my cab, it affects the sound way too much. It sounds horrible. Now you can go to bypass controller assign and assign an on and off switch to any of these pedals. I can do hook it to foot switch 3, and so every time I switch on and off foot switch 3, the effects loop will turn on and off. And it will do the same thing for the analog chorus because that's what I have set up here. This is pretty cool. If one is off and one is on, they will alternate. And then if you turn them both on at the same time, they'll both come on and off at the same time. I don't know if that's helpful. All right, so I'm gonna grab my guitar, plug it in, and play and move the effects loop block around so you can hear what it does to the signal as I move it around. Also, I have a question. So every guitar effect pedal that I've ever seen moves the signal from right to left. Exhibit A. Come in the right side, arrows pointing to the left side. Even my comp here, in, out, goes from right to left, right to left. Pedals with them on top, right to left, in, out. Every effects pedal. Exhibit C, in, right side, out, left side. Strymon, in, right side, out, left side. So we all know this, but why, when we go to the HX Stomp, does everything go left to right? I've never understood it, and it threw me off at the beginning, and so I'm thinking that if it threw me off, it might throw some of you off, because I always wanted to put my reverbs all the way on the left instead of all the way on the right. I don't know. If you know the answer, let me know down in the comments. Turn on GarageBand, choose New, Record, make sure the input 1 and 2 for stereo, Create, turn off these bad boys, plug in guitar, and play. All right, so here's my dry signal. Oh, that is out of tune. Ooh, there it was. That G string and the E string. Probably from leaning it up against the wall. Here's my dry tone. All right, I don't even have the reverb on, but you can tell it's stereo. And if you're listening through headphones, you can tell that the amp itself is in stereo, and I have a little trick that maybe I can make another video about, showing you how you can make your amp sound a little bigger by creating some stereo width, even though I'm just running them in the mono chain. So it sounds like this. Now, if I move the effects loop around, it changes some things. I just moved it before the amp, and you can already hear some noise. The tone of the signal sounds the same, I think, but there's definitely more noise. And then if I put it after the cab, seems like I got a little more noise there, and it sounds like this. Put it back. It just sounds more scooped when it's after the cab, and that may be for a reason. And when I put it after these other effects, it definitely messes things up. I think it just got rid of the stereo function for some reason. So put it before the cab and you should be fine. Alright, so now I'm going to turn the Jet Revelation on and see what it sounds like. I just clicked off the effects loop, not the reverb, and you notice it's still trailed on because we have trails toggled on and off. Now if you turn it off, what do you think is going to happen? Nothing. Turn it back on, still should be trailing. Huh, you can still hear it a little bit. Alright, well I hope I covered everything that was necessary in the video. If I missed something, just let me know down in the comments and I can answer any questions that you have. Also, if this video was helpful, please like it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure you hit the bell and customize your notification settings so that you don't miss out on any new cool videos. Also, I've been posting a few more videos recently, and that's because of this giveaway. I want you guys to know about this pedal before you win it, and so make sure that you get your chance to win. Go click the link in the description and make sure you do all the bonus features like I've said a million times. Go check out the other videos if you haven't. Have a good day. I'll see you later. Bye.